That'll work. So basically, as you asked, they are, so it's a 3-day event starting on the 3rd, and then they're celebrating tonight, and then they're actually turning it on tomorrow. For their time is going to be, I believe they said 4 p.m., which our time would be like 10 a.m. Well, Eastern time. So if you're like California, it'd be more like 7 a.m. So early morning for us in the morning is when they're turning it on. And this is not what I had. How did I get to it earlier? Here we go. Run 3, physics at record energy starts tomorrow. So that's essentially what the news is. The news is that they're turning it on at what they say are unprecedented levels compared to before. So they're basically, the previous 2 runs were kind of like test runs, like, hey, this is fun. This is a new device. Let's see how it works. Let's play with it. And they do a few experiments. So they're at the point where they understand it. They're comfortable with it. They know what's going on. They know how to work everything. And so their run 3 is essentially what they ultimately want to do with it, which is highest level, smash the crap out of things, / open portal. So the previous ones were tests. That's why you get like a little bit coming out, because they didn't run it at high power. So they kind of like messed with it a little bit. So if you imagine it in like a Star Trek-y way, or what's that, Stargate SG-1? If you imagine, if you put your mindset in that, that's not actually how it works. But if you transfer it to that like circular door, imagine or if people who know Minecraft, a portal, imagine it just kind of like glitching on a little bit and something quickly slipping through and it coming back off again. So they're playing with it. They were testing it. This one, they're straight up turning this bad boy on and they're opening it up. They know what they're doing. So
yeah. And are they doing anything with that quote unquote God particle that we're calling it for? Is that, yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, so that's what this is right here.
Okay.
And it's got a whole lot of interesting words that we won't understand what they mean. So this is a significant increase, paving the way for new discoveries, right? So the 4 big LHC experiments have performed major upgrades to their data readout and selection systems with new detector systems and computing infrastructure. The changes will allow them to collect significantly larger data samples with data of higher quality than in previous runs. So all that. And then the Atlas and CMS detectors expect to record more collisions during run 3 than in the 2 previous ones combined. So it underwent a complete revamp and looks to increase its data by taking a rate by a factor of 10, while Alice is aiming at a staggering 50-fold increase in the number of recorded collisions. So, I mean, to me, I think they word the Higgs boson, or Higgs boson, however you pronounce it. I think they word all their science in a way to make it approving to the scientific community. So you say, oh, well, they found this particle. Well, I mean, yes and no. Yes, they found a particle. Yes, they found this. Obviously, they basically like created this new machine, right? It's more of a cover, I think, for what they're actually doing. They put it in ways that do make sense, do technically explain the process they're doing, but hide the actual, just like most scientists do, right? Most
right. When I am seeing this, because I don't know about the science behind it now, I don't understand that part of it, but spiritually knowing what I know about like prophecy, and then the little bit I understand about this and what I understand about science, with like the what they would call like the VMAT2 gene, the God gene, or like the pineal gland. I feel like this is like connected to that in some sort of way. You know what I mean? Like what I see happening is this is like the bottomless pit opening, them opening portals to let out these spirits that that they, you know, want back in this world. You know what I mean? Like they're gods. I have a hard time saying it because I don't want to call them the gods, but that's what it is to these people. It's their god. What was it that the there's like government documents where our government went and like tried to retrieve, who was it, Nimrod's body? And they're doing some stuff. Do you know about that?
I don't know about that. No, that's interesting.
Yeah, they had retrieved somebody's body or one of the, pagan deities. And that, I think that is part of what this has to do with, is them like bringing all of that up, the bottomless pit opening and the things coming out. It's, I think it's the spirits coming out, and that the more will come out into people. Hold on a second, you can go ahead.
So treasure of, well, Nimrod, I don't know if that's the same. So the treasure, Baghdad, Iraq. So that's where the news is coming from. So there's 2 articles here. So it has the original, but despot been discovered. Okay. Nimrod, the mighty hunter. This is how the Bible describes this ancient ruler who lived and reigned just following the Great Flood. Great grandson of Noah, he was the original early despot. I don't know what that means or what that word means. Builder of the infamous Tower of Babel, this man is described in numerous extra biblical traditions, and numerous attempts to have been made to identify him with known ancient rulers. Now, 4,000 years after he ruled, has Nimrod finally been rediscovered. So we have a little bit of background. I don't want to read all the background. Most people should have some of that already. But let's see if it has anything to do with founded the city of Iraq. It would be nice to see if it actually. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize I was getting into a whole book here. Okay, so thus we have the following: a Sumerian king whose name is linked to Nimrod, who ruled just following the 900-year patriarchs like Nimrod, who built the same city as Nimrod, who is associated with the building of a tower in relation to the divine confusion of languages, which tower was located in the earliest city. As with Nimrod's Babel, the beginning of his kingdom, whose consort was a perverted goddess whose religion gradually dispersed, with the languages around the world continuing to this day under different names, yet representing same basic original Babylonian traditions. So essentially, they're giving you an entire background of the story and him and everything, so that they can show you that, hey, this is where we found him. And I mean, what a coincidence. And then they leave it up to the reader to decide. I mean, obviously, they found something. If you go through and read it and it's all accurate and true, then I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if they found Nimrod. I mean, we know where most of them are buried or are told to be buried. So all they have to do is actually go look. And when you've got enough money, like a government, it's not hard. So, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if they were reanimating individuals. Who knows?
Yeah, and I think part of it is like, how could I say this without sounding too crazy? But like, we are a temple, right? So the Bible says our body is a temple. So we're the temple for the Holy Spirit. So if you're not filled with the Holy Spirit and your temple has open doors and you're like taking part in demonic stuff, then you're like an open house for these spirits to come hang out at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I don't feel like we're gonna see something big and crazy today or tomorrow or whatever right away. I think we're gonna see a lot of people starting to slowly change and just have, and it might not even be you see it in them, but like their lives are just going to be complete chaos. Like things is just going to start happening ridiculously to traumatize them, torture them in different ways, sickness. I think like the people who took that one thing are going to be really sick, and we're going to start seeing like the monkeypox stuff coming about in like those people, and you know, the sores and all that, like in a very intense way, you know.
Yeah. You see how many people are already running for the you know what in New York for the monkeypox. Like, you've got to be kidding me, really? Okay, let's just do that then.
Yeah, so I think that those types of things, it's like open doors for when they open this portal. And I think that they've, like when you said they did test runs, and I feel like we've seen things during those test runs before and stuff where you can kind of tell they had let some things out, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But this, they're going to be running it at full power. The world's a mess. I expect things to just get really crazy. The riots, all the fighting, and
I don't know that it's necessarily full power. I know that it's higher than the previous two combined, and then they state the actual powers, but I don't know that that's necessarily their limit. I think they just keep turning it up and up and up, and I don't know.
probably. I just know that the one little clip I seen from the CERN was what they had said that they were going to be operating at full power. So
Oh yeah.
we'll see what they do and how.
Yep. Oh, we'll see. I know if they keep doing it and they keep going more and more, each time they do it, it's going to be worse. But this one is significantly more than the previous two combined, so that's quite a bit.
And then something I wanted to point out prophetically that kind of aligns here is that, like with what I was saying, us being the temple, them doing this right now, we're coming up on the 17th of Tammuz is when they like breached the temple. So I feel like this is like almost like a spiritual alignment of that. Like we see this like them like really like breaching the temple, and then I feel like that 3-week period between the 17th of Tammuz and
9th of Av.
9th of Av, I think that that's going to be interesting, like a very interesting time period, and I think we can probably expect to see some type of prophecy happening around the 9th of Av. I'm not saying for sure. I'm just saying it would be a time to watch with all of this stuff going on. Probably
we'll be sober-minded and fasting for all that.
Yeah, definitely be sober, fasting, and watching, aware of your surroundings, because I don't think it's going to be just one, you know, big crazy event. I think there's going to be a lot of little crazy stuff going on all over the place. And I think a lot of us will see it in our personal lives as well. So,
right. I should have brought up. Okay, so those are some gross ones. Oh, what was Jude? I don't know if this had to do with. No, I think that was something I was trying to paint out earlier. So let's see. I can't really listen to their music because it'd be a copyright strike. So I'm just gonna show y'all
the lyrics.
Yeah, okay, that's right. We'll do the lyrics. That'll be smarter. But I will say, go watch the music video for them off their own page. So it's Sound Garden. I don't know if it's one word or two. I think it's Lake of Fire. Lyrics. And then we'll grab Sound Garden Black Sun. Oh, it's all three of them, isn't it? Unless I got the other one wrong. Lyrics, because the other one was 4th of July. Oh, I think it was a different. group that did the Lake of Fire. Soundgarden, 4th of July. Okay, so these two are the ones I wanted. I keep forgetting to say lyrics. All right. So for 4th of July on Soundgarden, and in the videos, it shows like pictures of basically bombs coming down and all that stuff. And he does some interesting imagery. Him and somebody else does a different video for, I think, this one, but his video for the other video, or for Black Hole Sun, he does. Both of which are very prophetic. So watch the video. So shower in the dark day, clean sparks diving down, cool in the waterway where the baptized drown, naked in the cold sun, breathing life like fire. I thought I was the only one, but that was just a lie, because I heard it in the wind and I saw it in the sky, and I thought it was the end. I thought it was the 4th of July. Pale in the flare light, the scared light cracks and disappears and leaves the scorched ones here. And everywhere no one cares, the fire is spreading and no one wants to speak about it. The fire is spreading, right? It's a slow spread, starts somewhere and spreads out. Down in the hole, Jesus tries to crack a smile beneath another shovel load. And I heard it in the wind and I saw it in the sky, and I thought it was the end. I thought it was the 4th of July. And I heard it in the wind and I saw it in the sky, and I thought it was the end. I thought it was the 4th of July. Now I'm in control. Now I'm in the fallout. Once asleep, but now I stand, and I still remember your sweet everything like a Roman candle and hold it in your hand, because I heard it in the wind, and so on and so forth. So we all know where metal music comes from, where rock music comes from. They've admitted it themselves. Most of those people very simply sing out and do a good job of performing what's given to them to perform for a reason. They write this and they tell you. So Black Hole Sun would make a lot more sense if you guys understood, let's actually, miroscopes. So miroscope is a toy where you can put something inside the toy and it actually appears above. And there's way too much science, and I don't really want to get into science. You guys can go to my new TikTok. Unfortunately, you'll have to go to my new one. What did I call myself? Yeah, Roo 2.0. So RUEROO 2.0. And there are explanations in there of how these things work. And I'm going to do more, but I got everything deleted and banned. But basically, they're like holograms, essentially. You use this little kid's toy, which is $20 on Amazon. You can put things inside of it, and then it appears. See, he's got it inside, and it appears on the outside, above. And then as well as that, see if I can stop that right there, shows the shape of it. Let's see if I can let's just go to Google.
I'm sorry, what was your TikTok again?
My new one is RUEROO 2.0. I got banned
Awesome.
yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So I'm
gonna
done
follow
for
this one now.
Let's see if I can show this one right here. This little picture right here, if I can get it to come up. It's not going to come up. I don't know if you can see it small enough. Oh my gosh, Sears. So this symbol right here is what we all know what that symbol is. That's the Freemason symbol. And it's each of these angles here create 33.33333 degrees, right? To give you the full degrees. Anyway, so this is the science that basically makes this happen. So the symbol you're using is the symbol that functions and teaches you how the holograms above are coming from below, where they cast down the wandering stars down into the lake of fire and bound them. He bound them down below and he displays them above for all to see. Basically using this type of science right here, which is $20 at Amazon, that you can go make this happen. So if anyone wants to go buy this on Amazon, it is $20. All you have to do is stick things inside of it and then fill it in with water. If you fill it in with water and then have these images, put like something like a dime or something in it and fill it with water, and then take a P9000 or Nikon P900 through 1000 and zoom in on stars, or go to YouTube and search that camera and zoom in on stars, that's exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see a circular item like this with water over it. They're basically, he's casting all the people down into the depths of the earth and then showing the whole world above those people that are bound. Those planets are bound. Technically, if you look at their pattern, they're kind of stuck together, almost like if they were like hung by a string together, like had a string running through them, like they're almost jailed the way that they go.
You're talking about like the fallen.
Yeah, the wandering stars, the fallen angels that did what they weren't supposed to do and then were bound.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify it because you said people, and I don't want people.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
We're saying that we're getting sent there.
No. Yeah, so it would be the fallen angels. He bound them together, like he bound them and threw them down, and then he's displaying them as a sign. Everything that we see up is like kind of symbolic of the things he's done too. And yeah, the moon's fun. I'm not going to go into all the science about the other ones as well, but the funny thing about it is also the heat and the light transfer from it. So if this were hot, the illusion of it here would also be hot. So what you're seeing in the sky is hot because where it's coming from is hot. There's a lot of science, and I'd have to get into a lot of videos. I want to skip, but that's kind of where I'm going from with the black hole sun, which is why I wanted to give that a background first. Where'd it go? That's 4th of July. Black hole sun. So if you understand that, and you understand the way that the Masons describe the sun down below, they talk about a black sun underneath, then you can kind of give a little more background as to this right here. So in my eyes, indisposed, in the disguise no one knows, hides the face, lies the snake, and the sun is in my disgrace. Boiling heat, summer stench, neath the black, the sky looks dead. Call my name through the cream, and I'll hear you scream again. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Stuttering cold and damp, steal the warm wind. Tired friend, times are gone for honest men, sometimes far too long for snakes. In my shoes, walking sleep, in my youth I pray to keep. Heaven send hell away, no one sings like you anymore. And then black hole sun, won't you come? Hang my head, drown my fear, till you all just disappear. And then repeats of the black hole sun. He's talking about basically what the Freemasons teach about the sun, the hole. And then I don't know if I have an image. Whoop, that's gross. A nicer image than this. But we'll see. I wonder if I can get one to come up. I've never tried it through Google. But essentially, when you look at, maybe I can hold up. Did I send it to myself already? Yes. This. So if you put a mirror scope, this is a mirror scope, and I didn't mean to do this. This just kind of happens. My thought was to put the mirror scope together with the magnetic field, which I understand it to be a monopole magnetic field, which is possible. They tell you it's not possible. So monopole would be just like a donut-shaped magnet. You can Google a donut-shaped magnet and find it, and it has a hole in the center of it. So we know that there's a single North Pole in the center under the flat Earth model. And so when I drew out, just playing with all these different features, it ended up looking like this. I didn't mean to draw an eyeball, I swear. I literally just drew the monoscope, or not the monoscope, the mirror scope, and then the monopolar magnet above it, and then the Earth on the magnet with the foundations and the pillars here, and then the North Pole would be the center of the magnet. So I drew the center of the magnet here, and then I put a dome over it. I was going to do this with the toy, and then when I drew it, it just kind of ended up like that. I didn't mean to do it, but no, not at all a thought of the eyeball in my mind when I was putting this together. But yeah, that's what happened. So, and then if you know anything about levitating, you can look at videos of levitating spinning tops, and they use this magnet right here, which does have this. And we do know that the honeycomb feature of magnets creates a monopolar system. So we do know it's possible. And then you just literally, you can make this at home with a bunch of these little materials and literally cause a levitating object that looks like a UFO. What Hitler had, they have pictures of Hitler having that. So I think they're using it to scare people into believing in aliens, when in reality, it's just very simply technology that very easily makes sense when you understand how the earth actually works, of which they don't want you to know about, which is why the Masons explain the black hole stuff and they put all that stuff in their songs and they teach you about these things, but then they don't actually
teach you. Yeah.
they don't actually teach you, and then they give you a whole completely different model that makes absolutely no sense, whether scripturally or scientifically.
Yeah.
And then you realize, wait a minute, gravity is a load of bull crap. If you can float things, UFOs are normal. It's just a device that works very easily in the magnetic field that we have, when you know what magnetic field we actually do have.
And then they do things to like put it in your face, like the flat
Right.
earth map is everywhere.
And then I just wanted to bring these up because I kept getting this. I kept hearing Independence Day. So my brain thought about the movie. So my brain thinks the movie Independence Day. My brain keeps getting, I didn't even know about these songs, but these songs kept showing up. I'm like, hold up a second, wait a minute. Why is he talking about the 4th of July being their Independence Day? And it sounds not like literally the end of the world. It doesn't sound like he's saying the end of the world, but it sounds like he's explaining it as their Independence Day, their freedom coming. And they're literally turning on CERN tomorrow. I mean, it seems to me like they're literally telling you exactly what's going to happen through all of this. But they do that knowing you're going to hear it and think it's just entertainment, and you're going to miss all of it, and you're not going to know what's happening, and you're going to be fooled by all of it.
Yeah.
And something along these lines is what got me banned on TikTok. This was the path I was going down on TikTok when I got banned. So
I wonder.
Like, okay, well, I'll just start a new account and repost it. It's going to take me some time, but
I wonder how it's going to hold up when we put it on YouTube.
yeah, we'll see. We don't have that many warnings on YouTube, so we're not going to get kicked off. It'll just get basically shut down, but I don't think we said any V words. I think we should mostly be okay, because we probably just sound like a bunch of fools to everyone anyway. And that's fine. I don't care. I think that was it. Yeah, I was just using that for my painting. But then, yeah, you can also dissect eyeballs and look at the interesting, because they're actually filled with fluid. So there is fluid down there. But and no, I am not saying God is an eyeball. Please don't put words in my mouth. We're not saying that at all. Or we all are his literal eyeball. No, that's not how it works, because there's a lot more to it. Because what is it? The Bible says it's waters. It's the waters of the deep and everything. And then you have to cross the waters to get to heaven to hear the bells, the golden bells. You cross the river to hear the golden bells of heaven. So
Yeah.
talking about crossing the waters above to get to heaven. So I'm not saying God's that. I'm saying
I think it's just like his design is in everything, just like a tree. You can see the tree and, like your body parts and your nerve systems and your lungs and your eye, even your eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of vegetables that literally have the shapes of what they like the beans. The kidney beans are good for your kidneys. The carrot are good for your eyes. And if you cut open a carrot, there's like the shape of an eyeball on the inside of it. I think that's just the beauty of what he created.
Yeah.
But oh, and then we were saying, yeah, for tonight, when they're doing all the fireworks and everything, just where we have the thought process of this might actually be their Independence Day, we were considering, if you have shofars, I would recommend everybody blow shofars tonight. Just in not necessarily retaliation, but certainly standing up and being like, hey, you guys may be doing this, but let's not forget about who is actually in control here. And we win, not you guys. So it's a very important day for them. So I think we should be on guard and ready for it. And the coming days, I think, are going to be very important for them. And it's not, like even it says that he comes, and the day he comes, everyone's going to be doing what? They're going to be marrying, they're going to be doing their normal things. So I don't think this is the time that we're going to see the end of the world, but I think this is the time where we're going to start seeing the battle get a lot stronger and more obvious for those who have open eyes. So I think it's an important marker day for showing what side you're on.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to like make sure you're doing things that put you more in the spirit, like walking in the spirit, doing God things,
Yeah.
keeping the law, the feast, the Sabbath, stuff like that. That's helps, but that's not all of it. You know what I mean? And then you can't be like out here partying and listening to worldly music and watching these movies and stuff, or even like participating in either side of this whole like Roe versus Wade debate. I think that we should be aware of what it is really doing right now. Are we really going to fix anything through our worldly beast system? Every move that they make is strategic. So we need to look at like, okay, they're overturning this, but why? Why are they overturning it? To get people to fight. They overturned it a couple weeks before they're doing this. And how many people are out here like going crazy about it? You know what I
They
mean?
went to, I think it was, I want to say it was Arizona. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, but there were people going to the capitals and like just banging on the door because they're so mad about it. And I'm like,
There's people going into churches and taking their shirts off and doing random weird stuff. I think that happened in Joel Osteen's church or something. They went into a Catholic church and were freaking out. The pregnancy crisis centers are getting vandalized, and they're planning riots for today, and people are supposed to be out dressed in all black and rioting because there's no freedom. And yeah, so it's definitely like.
so this was my second one. I forgot to mention this. So Soundgarden literally calls it 4th of July. Nirvana calls the song Lake of Fire, but he says the same thing. Where do bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven where the angels fly. They go to the lake of fire and fry. See him again till the 4th of July. So even there's in rock music, they're telling you what's going to happen. And I found these both literally talking about basically them coming back. Hey, see you again at the 4th of July, man. Like that's the goal.
It's crazy because you're looking at this stuff at the same time. I was like getting that feeling of what it was. Like I just had like, I just know because I know what CERN they're doing. I have an idea of it, but I'm like, oh, they're definitely letting out these spirits, and then you're finding it all in this music and stuff. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. I like this. This one's interesting. People cry and people moan. Look for a dry place to call their home. Try to find some place to rest their bones while the angels and the devils try to make them their own.
What is the dry place? Dry bones come to life. What else? That reminds me of some other scripture, like the empty house. Nah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a few different. You can go scripturally or flooding, or I don't know. Avril Lavigne talks about trying to keep her head above water when all that stuff goes down. I think Avril Lavigne is like, oh no, crap! I know what's happening and I'm scared. Like I think she like wants to be saved. When you listen to her lyrics, it's kind of interesting. They all sing about it. They're all literally talking about the same things in their own way.
Yeah.
I think that was mostly it, right? I don't think I missed anything.
Yeah, I don't have anything else that I'm ready to share right now.
Yep. So just keep an eye out, guys. Just pay attention, be sober-minded, and be ready for anything. It's not going to be obvious, but be ready.
Yep.